Good afternoon, folks. It's John Pettipas. Welcome back. It's 12 noon on Sunday, the 6th day of June 2021, the 77th anniversary of the launch of D-Day. Now, I'm doing a video today, and you're going to have to bear with me. It's a meaty subject. I'm not going to stand here and tell you jokes. There's nothing to joke about in these two subjects, and I can't put it in 5 minutes. So I ask you to please bear with me. And share this video, press the subscribe button. We're making tremendous progress. Share it around, discuss. I'm going to deal with child abuse and residential schools. I've heard so much this the past couple of days. Child abuse and the residential schools. Bear with me. Now, we have this picture here of Justin Trudeau. This is Justin Trudeau. I refer to him as the Trudeau boy. People tell me back he's actually Castro's boy. Whoever's son he is, he goes by the name of Trudeau. And so Justin Trudeau. He doesn't look like Pierre, I can tell you that one. But anyway, that's it. That's not the purpose of the video. Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister on October night of 2015. And he was put in not by the Liberals, because the Liberals have been out of power for a while. Prime Minister Stephen Harper won 3 elections, out of 12, 1, 2, 3. And so if the Liberals had wanted to be in power, obviously didn't have enough votes. Okay? First 2 prime ministerships of Prime Minister Stephen Harper were minority governments. His third one was majority. So Stephen Harper had 3 terms, okay? 10 years in power almost. Justin Trudeau was put in by the Tories. You say, what are you talking about? Well, can we look at the map? We had the Honourable Alan J. McCachran. I'm speaking to you from Tracadie, Antigonish County. And this Antigonish, guys for Richmond and Inverness County. That was known as Cape Breton Highlands Council. The most that Alan J. McCachran ever run by was, I think, 4,300 votes. A little less than 4,500 votes. That was his biggest win in 1974. And David Lewis was propping up the Pierre Elliott Trudeau government, and he got defeated. He defeated the government. He didn't get defeated. Pierre Elliott Trudeau's government, the Trudeau government got defeated. It was a summer election that year. And Alan J. was a sweep, and he won by 43. Sometimes he won by 1,800, 2,000 votes. For some reason, great men, great women don't win by a lot. Okay, Margaret Thatcher had to run 3 times before she got elected in the British House of Commons. Went on to be the longest serving British Prime Minister in the history of 20th century Britain. Anyway, when Roger Cosner, Mark Eiking, Roger Cosner Cape Breton, Kansas, which I'm part of this riding. Cape Breton, Victoria would be Mark Eiking's, and Central Nova, which is Sean Fraser. When those areas, when you see Roger and Mark winning by 15 to 17,000 votes, 4-fold what Alan J. ever did. When you see Tory-Pictou County, which is the basis of that Central Nova riding, biggest block of votes up there, about 30,000 plus people. When Sean Fraser wins that seat by 8,000 votes, that used to be held by the McKay family for damn near 40 years, that you can't tell me it was the Liberals putting Justin Trudeau in. The Tories put Justin Trudeau in, and they put him in because they wanted marijuana. And I'm in Tracadie, in my immediate area, 1/4, probably 1 in 3 houses in my immediate area, Tracadie, community Tracadie, sells drugs, grows drugs, or consumes drugs. And that's sad. That's not good. That's not good. I see the health implications of this here. It makes people paranoid. And I notice people don't like, I got a President Trump pin on here, Trump Pence. 2024, it's going to be Trump Pompeo. They don't like President Trump for good reason, for nothing conservative about the Tories. They don't like President Trump. Why would they? Some bad points about it. He doesn't smoke tobacco. He doesn't drink alcohol. Never has. Nor have I. And he doesn't do drugs, illicit drugs. And he encourages his children not to do drugs. So, well, they wouldn't like President Trump. He's a man that encourages kids not to do drugs, doesn't take illicit drugs, doesn't consume alcohol, and doesn't smoke, and he doesn't even drink much coffee, interestingly. They take, I don't know, he drinks milk or Coca-Cola, whatever. They take, and so Justin Trudeau was put in by the Tories, okay? Liberals too, but Tories. Now, we have residential schools. Up in British Columbia, there's, we're told, 215 children that obviously died at the school and probably suffered abuse. In many of the cases, they died at school. Certainly, it's highly unusual for the kids not to be returned to the parents. And it's tragic. It's horrific. There's no excuse for it. It's wrong, wrong, wrong. Now, Justin Trudeau, I've heard him twice. I hear this one more time. I'm going to fire my radio on the floor or something like that, so I'll have my new radio, so I control that, is the Catholic Church must apologize to the First Nations people. Well, it's a residential schools for a government thing. Yes, church-run, it seems in some cases, but started by the government. He's the Prime Minister. My name is Pettipas. My grandmother's name was Breen. My New Brunswick mother, there's half my U.S. side is French. I'm 3/4 Acadian. The British royal family has never apologized for the expulsion of the Acadians from what was New Brunswick, PEI, in Nova Scotia and Isle Royal, Cape Breton. Never apologized, and the reason is, I'm told that if they apologize, they'd be subject to a class action lawsuit. So the British Crown has never apologized to the Acadians for the expulsion of the Acadians in maritime Atlantic Canada. Interestingly, Justin Trudeau's father, his namesake, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, is P.E. Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And the separatists in Quebec used to say that Pierre Elliott Trudeau, because Justin's grandmother, and Trudeau's side, was more Elliott than he was Trudeau. Trudeau was a French name, Elliott was an English name. So Grandpa Trudeau married an English lady. So they said that Pierre Elliott was more Elliott than he was Trudeau, that he was standing up for the country Canada and like separation. Now, Scottish. The Scottish people have never been apologized for by the British and the stuff that British imposed upon Scotland. And the British have never apologized to the Irish. So I basically, from Truro east to Nova Scotia, here's my map. 70% of Nova Scotia, once you get east of, once you can see the map here at the daytime, 70%, almost 3/4 of the people east of Truro are Scotch. So nobody's ever apologized to the Scotch, the Acadians, the French, us Acadians, and the Irish. So that rings hollow. Now, we have a community up the road here, native community, and there's 5, if not 6, there's at least 5, if not 6 marijuana shops. And they're selling marijuana, and what do they call it? It's the part that gives the people the high, the buzz, whatever you want to call it. This TTC or TCH or whatever it is. Whatever the narcotic is in marijuana, it's higher than what you can buy elsewhere. And it's not exclusive to natives, but I am told from reliable sources, a lot of these young children, 10, 12-year-old, by noon hour, have been smoking. Now, that's not unique to natives. You can see that with Caucasians, okay? Vets, I'll digress here for a second. Vets have a lot of, one of the most common reasons, and pets go in emergency at a vet now, is for the family pet has got marijuana. So how does apparently dogs will eat marijuana? It's these what do they call them? These digestibles, edibles. They like something sweet. Okay, instead of guinea pig or whatever eats the marijuana and it makes the dog sick. Okay, there's no question. I was in retail. Retail is brutal. And I stopped selling Pro-Grow because the people start coming in to buy 4, 5, 6 bags of cash of Pro-Grow. You know damn well it's not for granny's geraniums. They're growing drugs. Retail is brutally tough, but I don't need money that bad, and I'm going to be partaking in the illicit drug in helping people grow marijuana. It's wrong! So what went on at residential schools, if it's Shubenacadie in their province of Nova Scotia, Western Trudeau, it's wrong, it's disgusting, but also Justin Trudeau is disgusting, a hypocrite to put it mildly, a hypocrite when he talks about the Catholic churches, the Mormons in Utah. I've read stuff that Utah gets its name from the Utah's Indian native band, and they were abusive to the natives. The Mormon church apologized to the Utahs in Utah. I don't know. United Church of Canada around schools. There's a big incident right here with King's College. I'm not defaming these people, but there's allegations, mortal allegations. There's substantial evidence of sex abuse with one of their professors at King's College. That's Anglicans, so I don't hear the Prime Minister getting up against Anglicans. And I don't go soft on the Catholic Church either. But I'm just the hypocrisy of Justin Trudeau, a man that legalized marijuana. There's no such thing as medical marijuana. That is bullshit. It makes people paranoid. And drug use, a drug is a drug is a drug. Just as Captain Morgan, whiskey, rum, whatever it is, wine, or beer, it's all alcohol. And a drug is a drug is a drug. If your people have troubles and you're going to give them marijuana, that's like, I don't know, whatever. It's not, you don't make stuff better by assigning people marijuana. And we're going to be facing an epidemic of lung cancer in this country. And you can heard it here first, folks. An epidemic of lung cancer because of a guy I call the curly-headed pot pusher, Justin Trudeau. So what happened in residential schools is indefensible, and I'm not making light of it. But right now we have kids of First Nations and Caucasians, or all different ethnicities, that the kids are getting into their parents' marijuana. And I'm told that it's not uncommon for a kid, a minor, a small child, to come in with some serious health issues and emergency departments at hospitals. I'm told this by people that work there and deal with that stuff because they ingested their parents' drugs. Okay, in this case, marijuana. So Justin Trudeau doesn't have a leg to stand on. So again, I repeat, no excuse. It's sad. It's indefensible what happened at the native schools and these residential schools. But we also have right now here today with the living people being abused by drugs being sold. And marijuana is a drug. I don't care if the curly-headed person says it's legal. It is a drug. If he decides next election to get himself elected, he's going to legalize cocaine. It doesn't make cocaine legitimate. It's a drug. With that, it's not a popular thing to say, but I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you for bearing with me. It's now about 12 minutes, 13 minutes past noon. And this is my video. It's not short, but it's on child abuse and residential schools. And that's basically all I have to say. Share the video, and there's ring-a-ding. I got to go. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless. Bye for now.